Puerto Rico is the case study for small-scaled regenerative agriculture. If we can do it here, it'll just create such a beautiful ripple effect around the world. So I think there's a lot of aspects of the work that we do in Puerto Rico that might not necessarily be on the radar or be in the news that are radical acts of decolonization. Like queer people farming on land, I think is a radical act of decolonization. Like what's happening now, you know, a lot of people look at when we went against the governor. That was not only about the governor, that was like a major step that was exposing a lot of practices that we have been putting into place for many years. If you think of what's gone wrong with agriculture, you're automatically going to have to talk about colonialism, slavery, in this case, US imperialism, monocropping, right? Industrialization. We're doing this thing where all of a sudden agriculture is actually agro-industry. It looks much more like a factory than a farm. And within that, right, it's patriarchy, it's basically, you know, white supremacy, which is all based on the extraction of people, the exploitation of people and land, and making everything into this systematic, homogeneous monocropping. What does a society that looks like monocropping look like? It looks like a lot what, you know, is happening nowadays around the world, where everybody's supposed to look the same, act the same, be the same. That's heteronormativity. I also think a lot about what white supremacy and patriarchy and all these like big words that we're mentioning all over, what is never in there? And for me, that word is magic. And that's what I feel Puerto Rico as a place, or Boriquen to even, you know, mention its indigenous name. This is a place full of magic. And this is a place full of ancestral practices that go way before, you know, when the Spaniards came. I love everything about it. I love sweating. I love the physical aspects. I love just, you know, all of a sudden realizing how good I've gotten with the machete. I love learning more about the tools. I love how I connect with elders in a completely different way. And I get so surprised by watching elders climbing up a tree or, you know, digging a hole or, yeah, doing things that I'm like, oh, I have to be doing this in 40 years. I love every aspect of it. I really just like getting dirty. It feels good. I really feel that it's, you know, it's a part of my actual bodily health. Right? I feel that I'm more immune to, you know, things because I have so much contact with earth and soil, literally, and all of the microorganisms that are a part of that. I guess farming for me is very intellectually stimulating as well as physically, and that's really important. And there's nothing like getting out of your kitchen, and maybe I don't have, you know, electricity on my farm, but oops, I have red okra, I have parsley, you know, I have neighbors that give me fresh milk. And so for somebody that I don't necessarily have a large blood family, I think that land and farming has been really supportive of me. And I'm very happy to be able to be supportive back.